live from iRacing's virtual Phoenix Raceway. Welcome, sim racing fans, to the Halloween shootout of the Racecraft TV Rallycross 2021 season, live on Racecraft TV. Wherever all of you are spending your Sunday night and Halloween with us here on Racecraft TV, I'm your host Joshua Lee, and alongside me in the commentary booth tonight is Dane Baird, and we're having a little bit of a different situation in the booth tonight. Dane, you're going to be in the car tonight racing with these drivers. No points on the line, and just bragging rights are on the line tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a good time. I can't wait to get back on the track. I haven't done Rallycross in a very long time. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get some good racing. You've got the RX1 and RX2 grids mixed tonight, so it should just be a whole lot of fun.
And we'll let you start to get that first qualifying lap in here. Obviously, you get 3 qualifying laps to your disposal here tonight, and a couple drivers already taking to the track and logging in those times. Looking at that race analysis, tonight we're changing it up a lot. 3 heats with 5 laps in each. That's about the same. Top 2 advance, however. 2 LCQs with the for five laps, top 3 advance from both of those. Then we have our 10-lap main event. But the main thing about this race analysis is all races will have an inversion of the grid. There will not be a race where an inversion is not taken part. So in each heat, in each LCQ, and in the main event tonight, we will see an inversion of the race grid. Let's see where we got to this point. And obviously tonight, no points are on the line, but this is still a part of the schedule for Racecraft TV Rallycross in 2021. And you can see that we are here at the Phoenix Raceway. No points on the line tonight. Just these drivers laying it all on the line to try and clock in their best results. And only bragging rights are up for grabs here tonight in Sonoma and Charlotte as well. We'll round out the season. Both of those will be points races. But tonight we sit here at the Phoenix Raceway and looking at this track. Just what a fantastic facility it is. One of the classic rally courses on iRacing using the Legacy Phoenix. And it is always an exciting one. So Dane, you're taking to the track now for qualifying, and we'll have you take us through a lap here. We'll go on board with you, and you're getting ready to go racing here in qualifying. What is the main portion of this track that is going to trip you up? We see some very difficult portions of on this track.
Yeah, so this part that I'm on right now is obviously the Joker, but on the other side of this wall on my right hand side, as I tap the wall slightly, that part is very tricky. It will trip up a lot of drivers. The jump is also exceptionally difficult, but let's take a lap. This is my first lap in the car in a very long time. Into the brakes hard, turn number 1 or turn number 2. Get it turned in there, and then back on the power, cut all over this curb on the right. Stay nice and tight to the right hand side, get it back on the power, try not to get sideways off the jump. Not a terrible landing there, and then back through this right-hander, and now this is a crucial corner on the circuit. Get it nice and slow onto the curbs on the right-hand side and get it through this long dirt right-hander. And now this is the trick. Get up on this curb on the right-hand side, gives you a bucket load of grip. And you can get across the line to finish a lap. That was not a very good lap from myself, I must say. Or see if I can get a better lap on my second time of asking.
38.2, that first lap nets you in P9, but as you can see, Dane Baird, color commentary for us tonight, but he's on the track right now, setting in a time for qualifying and getting a little bit cattywampus coming over the jump, and it looks like, unfortunately, time's going to be up on qualifying for you, Dane. Not the best effort, but hey, you still have a lot of time left to make up, and we're getting ready for heat number 1, and you're going to be on the track for this first heat of the night here, so this one is going to be intense, ladies and gentlemen, as Dane Baird will take the track here in Racecraft TV Rallycross. We'll take a quick look at the starting grid. Tyler Lugo Vickery getting the pole after the invert. Crystal King, Zach Knowles, Dane Baird, our own color commentator on the track, starting P4. Tor-Andre Borison, Luke Knupp, the top 6. Rounding out the field is Bodie Cryer and Adam Alderton. Adam Alderton qualified on the pole, but of course with the invert, he will be starting in P number 8 on the grid as we get ready to take the green flag here for Racecraft TV Rallycross. It's the Halloween special And we are about to see which one of these drivers is going to walk away with the Heat 1 victory. Dane, you're on the track. Are the nerves raising as you're getting ready to hit lights out?
Definitely they are. I haven't done this for a while. This should be interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of cars around me, so this is going to be a bit stressful heading into turn 1 of Phoenix. It's always a massive choke point at the beginning, so we'll see how it goes.
Here we go, getting ready for the race start of heat number 1. All drivers are to the grid. No points on the line. Just bragging rights in the Halloween shootout. Let's go racing. And it's a huge start through the middle as they go 5 wide for a moment towards the back. Couple drivers slamming into the wall, but Tyler Lugo Vickery getting a great start. And look at Dane Baird getting caught up, and he gets turned. Luke Canup goes around. Contact with Dane Baird going through the corner. Couple drivers take to the Joker, but out in front, Tyler Lugo Vickery takes the lead. Bodie Cryer comes in along with, it looks like, Zach Knowles also working his way into the Joker lane. So they get their Jokers out of the way, and they will come out barely in front of Tyler Lugo Vickery, but not a ton, as Vickery is going to stay in P2. Zach Knowles walks away with the race leader. Sorry, Adam Alderton walks away with the early race lead here in heat number 1. And it looks like Alderton did also take to that Joker. So it looks like Joker lane strategy all ready to come into play as they race through. Dane, it looks like you're down the order. What happened?
Yeah, I just nicked the curb on the inside, kind of messed up my entry to the corner that I said was the most crucial on the circuit. The dirt right-hander, I got a bit on the inside and just spot myself on the curb, but hopefully I can try and make up a little bit of time to the guys in front. I don't expect that I will, though. Everyone's pretty quick out here today.
Top 2 is that invert here from heat number 1. Out in front, Adam Alderton with a great start to begin heat number 1. He takes the early lead. Zach Knowles sits in second. Zach Knowles, of course, the driver from RX2, as we see a little bit of a side-by-side moment between himself and Bodie Cryer, and Knowles is going to get himself turned around off the exit of the jump. Knowles going to fall to P6. Racing through goes Bodie Cryer, but through the Joker lane, it looks like Crystal King is able to get a couple of spots away. Yes, she is, and she is going to slide into P2, right behind Bodie Cryer. P3, excuse me, right behind Bodie Cryer. Alderton leads the way. Everybody Jokers except for Vickery and Baird now on the racetrack. Top 3 starting to pull away. Knowles getting a little bit loose coming over that jump last time by. Falls his way back into P5 outside of the transfer spots on the racetrack. What a run for Adam Alderton. He sits at the front now. As an issue for Crystal King coming over the jump. She falls way down the order now. And it looks like as she came over the jump, a little bit of an issue. We'll grab a very quick replay to see what happened to Crystal King coming over the jump. You're taking a look at King here and gets a little bit too far over onto the edge and takes a trip into the tire barrier. Able to continue on, not a ton of damage, but that took her way down the order. But out in front, what a run for Adam Alderton as he works his way through the final couple of corners. He is going to walk away with the heat number 1 victory here in Racecraft TV Rallycross and the Halloween Shootout. Crossing the line, Dane, you're coming through the final dirt section now. Looks like you're going to end up P6, which honestly is not going to be a bad starting spot for the LCQ.
Yeah, probably not. I think something happened to Crystal over the jump. Might have slammed into the barriers on the right-hand side. Very, very easy to do. Very tricky jump. Probably the most difficult jump in all of IRX, to be honest. But yeah, not happy with my first for that, but pretty happy with how I've been going so far. Hopefully I can do a little bit better in the LCQ. Yeah, I've got used to the car and track again, I think, so we'll see how I can do in the next race.
Well, Alderton and Cryer are going to move on to the next, or the future race. Borison, Knowles, Lugo Vickery, Baird, King, and Canup will be fighting out of the LCQ. Ready for the starting grid really quick for heat number 2 of the night. Trevor Teal starts on the pole. Rodrigo Miranda, Matthew Rice, Andrew Howell, Sean Winkler, Sindra Silva, and Josh Edmondson round out the field as we sit and get ready to go racing the second heat of the night. And it's another 5 laps that is ready to get underway as we wait on Trevor Teal, pole sitter for this heat. You can see Miranda, Rice, Howell, Winkler, Silva, and Edmondson lined up on the grid. There goes Teal. And we get ready to send them down into turn number 1 for heat number 2. 7 drivers to advance to the feature. Green flag is out. We are racing to turn 1. Already 4 wide for a moment. Is getting turned around. It looks to be Sean Winkler. That's Cindra Silva that got turned around. Winkler gets turned around after turn 1. Through the next corner. Getting out in front. Rodrigo Miranda and the VW Beetle with a lightning start. They're able to get out in front. Trevor Teal's going to take to the Joker. Josh Edmondson follows. As Rodrigo Miranda caught out on the racetrack, Andrew Howell in the 666 also comes through the Joker, but Trevor Teal gets turned around, and so does Howell.
Teal outbraked himself into the Joker there, got into the wall on the outside, and Howell really had nowhere to go. Teal's going to rejoin just behind Miranda, just has to give up that first position on the circuit as Josh Edmondson actually came out right in front of this group, but yeah, out behind. So Miranda in a very good position to take one of the transfer spots out from this heat race. Is not going to the Joker yet, probably going to save everyone who doesn't who hasn't already taken to their Joker. Is probably going to take it on the last lap, I would imagine, unless something massive happens in the race and it might be a better opportunity to not. But it is Edmondson out in front, and with a pretty massive gap, it's got to be said, Josh, that's easily going to keep him out in front when Miranda eventually does come down the Joker lane.
Oh my, we have a 3 wide moment here as they go through the dirt section. That is Cindra Silva trying to fight back from getting spun on the first lap. You can tell, Dane, that he is a world championship driver. He just drove right back up to the front. He now sits in P3 with Sean Winkler now trying to fight him. A little bit of contact as we look on board with Cindra Silva. You can see him working. He takes to the Joker this time. Very smart move. Matthew Rice is going to follow him in. Oh,
he's hit the wall. But a very smart move, like you said, Josh. He's on the outside and 2 wide through the dirt section, the first dirt section of the circuit. That doesn't work. Going over the jump 2 wide, it's always going to end in carnage. So Silva on the outside has to go and take the Joker. Really, he was basically forced into it. Unfortunately, there he slammed into the outside. He got a hefty amount of damage on that Subaru. So yeah, we'll see what he can do. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it into the feature race from this. He might end up in one of the last chance qualifiers.
I will say, normally in Racecraft TV Rallycross, both RX2 and RX1, we have a lot better quality of racing than this. This is still very entertaining to watch, much like Rallycross is across all divisions, but this is going to be more like iRacing Rallycross All-Stars, rather than the World Championship level of racing that we are used to seeing on a week-by-week basis, but no points are up for grabs. Everybody's out here to have fun, and it looks like, as of right now, everybody is having a blast out here on the track, and this is great for Josh Edmondson. He's been talking about wanting more practice in Rallycross. That is the main reason for him competing here in Racecraft TV Rallycross. And look at him out in front in the second heat. Obviously, no points on the line, but great practice for Edmondson. So it looks like Cindra Silva goes up to P2 on Rodrigo Miranda, as Edmondson's going to come across the start-finish line to take the heat win.
Yeah, great drive by Edmondson. Got out in front early on, taking the Joker. A bit lucky getting past Teal in the way he did. But yeah, fantastic drive nonetheless. Built up a pretty good gap. Good drive by Silva as well to get up there, even with all the damage on his car, to get up and catch up to Miranda and overtake right on the last lap. So pretty good stuff from the drivers out there. It's Edmondson and Silva that will be going through to the feature. The rest of them might end up with me in a last chance qualifier. And well, I would feel very, very sorry for them if that does end up happening. We're getting ready to go for the C-Main, the first of the 2 last chance qualifiers, and I'm on the grid.
Let's take a look at that starting grid as you get ready to take to the grid. Crystal King, Dane Baird right to the outside, Tyler Vickery, Zach Knowles, and Tor Andre Borison, the 5 drivers who will take the green flag here in the first of the LCQs tonight, only running 2 heats, so we'll run an LCQ here, and I believe we're also going to take just a couple more drivers than we would have if we had all of the heat races that we were expecting. It looks like we're going to grab top 4 to the feature versus top 3 that we originally would have had. Everybody's on the grid, ready to go. LCQ number 1. And we hit the green flag. It's a great start for Crystal King. Looks like an even better start for Dane Baird, but he's going to fall down a little bit on the outside. Here they come through the first corner. Everybody getting banged off. Torres Borison gets banged into the wall. and Crystal King holds the lead. Zach Knowles right behind. It's a hard battle for the top 2 spots right now as they go side by side through the first corner. Vickery stays out on the racetrack. Knowles and Baird come through the Joker. Dane, was that a little bit of a last-minute Joker strategy there, or were you planning on taking the Joker early from the start?
I wasn't planning on taking the Joker, but I was side by side, similar to how Sindre Silva was in that last heat race that we saw. So now I'm behind Zach, and I've got Tyler just behind, so I've got to try and build up a gap to the guys behind and possibly try and overtake Zach, but he's looking pretty quick, so it might not be so easy.
And Zach Knowles, of course, with a handful of wins this season in RX2. One of the top drivers in the points there as well. We'll see what Dane Baird can do as they race up and over the jump. 2-car battle for the lead as Knowles has the lead. Here comes Baird with a good run through the dirt section. Torandre Boris and Jokers. That leaves Vickery and King out on the racetrack without a Joker lane done. And Knowles with a great run through the exit of the dirt section is going to hold on to the race lead. And here comes Baird back with the challenge through the first corner. Not going to be close enough. Dane, where do you think on the racetrack is going to be your best opportunity at walking away with the race lead and making that pass happen?
Right here, this left-hander and then into the right-hander. See if I can get a switchback of some sort, maybe send it up the inside like that. There we go. Can I keep it? Oh, he's up my inside now. I think I might have just turned him, actually, unfortunately. Oh, he's still going. Good stuff. Oh, I'm out on the lead.
Great stuff from Dane Baird. He's able to get out in the lead. A little bit of aggression, but once again, no points are on the board for this race. So it is all bets are off as Knowles now races from second. Torandre Borison, the current points leader of RX2, currently sits back here in third. Watching all this happen in front of him, Knowles gets loose over the jump, and Knowles is going to take a trip into the tire barriers, it looked like. He goes a little bit off track, just got loose coming over the jump. He's able to continue, but drops from second to third, and Baird leads. Vickery sits in fourth with Crystal King in fifth. That rounds out the full field of drivers here in the LCQ, the first one of the night. And it's white flag, 1 lap to go here in the LCQ, the first one of 2. And our own Dane Baird out in front right now, up and over the jump. He'll come through the final dirt section and look towards that checkered flag. Tyler Vickery takes to the Joker. It looks like he's netted to come out in about P3 in front of Zach Knowles. Torandre Borison finishes second, but Dane Baird is going to finish first here at LCQ number 1. And a nifty
Awesome
send
stuff.
into the wall there as well for Dane.
That was a pretty good race, I think. I made a bit of contact with my overtake for the lead. I apologize for that, but I'm pretty happy with how that went. I think it's one of the cleaner passes we've seen this season, to be honest. Some of the passes that we've seen so far haven't been massively clean, so I'm pretty happy with that.
And Crystal King, unfortunately, going to be eliminated from the racing today. Let's take a look at the grid for the second LCQ of the night. Luke Knopp, Trevor Teal, Sean Winkler, Andrew Howell, Matthew Rice, Rodrigo Miranda, the drivers who are ready to take to the starting grid. They are ready to go. And there's the green light. We are underway at LCQ number 2. We're also going to take the top 4 from this one. Bottom 2 are eliminated. They race through turn 1. A little bit of beating and banging further back, but everybody keeps it clean. Cut up with a send up to the inside. Tries to make it 3 wide. Can't do it. Contact. Miranda gets spun by Winkler, and he's able to save it. Teal to the Joker. Winkler stays out. Miranda comes in. It looks like everybody comes into the Joker except for Winkler, Knupp, and Howell. They stay on the racetrack now. Top 3 have all taken to their Joker lanes.
Yeah, Miranda just getting turned around there. Was a bit optimistic with how close to the right-hand side the car on the inside was going to be. And to the Joker, very lucky there, actually. It's one of the places where you can get spun around a little bit and maybe a bit of a half spin. Just floor it and carry on going down into the Joker. So good stuff there from Miranda. We'll see how he can do moving on to the rest of the race. We're already on lap 2. It goes by very quickly here at Phoenix with such a short lap time as we have here, so we'll see what can happen. Miranda's very much under pressure from Rice just behind, and we've got Knupp into the Joker and around the outside. Should probably come out in front, and does come out in front.
barely in front of Rodrigo Miranda as well. Matthew Rice giving a ton of pressure to the driver in front of him, looking for that third spot away from Miranda. He takes a peek to the inside, not able to get there in time for the first corner. Remember, we'll take the top 4 from this LCQ, send them into the feature to make a 10-car feature race. And working their way through their sections once again. It looks like a little bit of a battle for the lead starting to brew as ascend to the inside for this third spot. Not able to get by him is Miranda, but out in front, Trevor Teal has a lot of pressure from Luke Canup behind. Canup goes to the inside, looking for the lead in turn 1 with 2 to go.
Oh, and he gets up the inside, and a brilliant pass there on Trevor Teal. Moves up into the lead of the race. Fantastic stuff there on this 4th lap of the race. Up and over the jump. No problems there for the driver of the number 77 Subaru. Now through the right-hand corner, this long dirt corner, it just goes on forever. It's so difficult to get the car rotated through this part of the corner. It's actually a good thing that it's so long, because if it was a bit shorter, it could be a massive handful for the drivers. And we're getting side-by-side action a bit further back for 3rd and 4th. It's Matthew Rice going at it with Sean Winkler, I believe, as they come across the line in towards turn number 1 to start the final lap.
1 to go here in the second LCQ of the night before we get ready for a correction 12-car feature race tonight. Winkler saved that Joker. There he goes. So does Andrew Howell. They both take to the Joker lane, but out in front, not going to be enough for the leader. Luke Canup is going to walk away with the victory here in the second LCQ of the night. And a great run for the 77 of Canup. We've seen him in iRacing All-Stars this season, using a bit of those iRacing skills to his advantage. Remember, we're looking at taking the top 4 from this second LCQ, putting them to the feature, which means we'll take Luke Canup, we'll take Sean Winkler, we'll take Andrew Howell, and we'll take Trevor Teal. Unfortunately, Matthew Rice and Rodrigo Miranda will be heading to the home. They won't not be heading anywhere. As all the LCQs are done, we get ready for the feature race tonight from Virtual Phoenix. You do not want to miss any of the action. We go racing in the feature. My co-commentator Dane Baird goes racing in the feature when we return.
This is iRacing, the world's premier online racing game. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat to experience today's newest form of competitive motorsport, virtual racing, all from your home PC. Race virtually in indoor series from NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, the World of Outlaws, Aussie Supercars, and more. Take on legendary circuits like Daytona, Silverstone, and the Nürburgring. Join iRacing's global online racing community and get on track today at iRacing.com.
but for some of the pro guys, I think Sindre Silva, Josh Edmondson, some of those guys, it's definitely going to be a different line that they'll take. When the track gets nice and worn, you get this grip strip through the dirt. You'll see it as like pale dirt instead of the regular brown stuff. It's the racing line. It's a lot more grippy. There's a bit more asphalt showing through from underneath, and you'll try and stay on that as much as possible. Whereas when the track is pretty fresh, there's basically you can take any line you want. So it's a little bit different, but in this 4-minute warm-up, I think every single person on the track has done a pretty good job of getting that worn line back.
About 30 seconds remaining here in warm-up as Dane sits on the track, setting in some lap times, currently fastest in the session. I don't think it's any surprise to Dane on the racetrack and me in the booth. Sindre Silva currently fastest on the racetrack at a 36.210. And we get ready for the feature race tonight. As a reminder, tonight is the Halloween shootout, and throughout the week it was looking like low turnout because this race would have been on Halloween night. So they decided to make it into combining RX1 and RX2 into one race, and then taking just everybody together, putting them all into one, and racing for no points. So these drivers are just racing for bragging rights out here. They are not racing for any sort of points here tonight. Just like that, time to take a look at the starting grid for tonight's feature race. And walking away with the pole position after the full field invert will be Trevor Teal. Zach Knowles starts to the outside. Andrew Howell, Tyler Lugo, Vickery, and Sean Winkler the top 5. Tor Andre Borison will start in P6, and back from there it is going to be Luke Canup, Dane Baird, Sindre Silva, Bodie Cryer the top 10, with Josh Edmondson and Adam Alderton rounding out the 12 drivers who will look to take the green flag here from Virtual Phoenix. Dane, any last minute thoughts as you get ready to send into turn number 1 for the feature race tonight?
I just hope I make it through the first turn cleanly. It's a massive choke point on the circuit. Hopefully everyone makes it through cleanly. We've got a lot of us on the grid. It's the highest possible grid in Rallycross, so hopefully we can all make it through.
We get ready to go racing, just waiting on Trevor Teal to work his way onto the grid. There he is, 12 drivers ready to go into turn number 1 at Phoenix. Feature race in the Halloween shootout, no points on the line. We go racing as they dive into 1. Great start from Zach Knowles on the outside. He's going to walk away with the early lead. Covers off that spot on Trevor Teal, and a huge contact in behind. Sean Winkler's involved in it. Multiple drivers involved. The battle for the lead is on. As Teal made a look to the inside. Couldn't do it. Racing through. Baird moves his way up into P4. Teal's going to take to the Joker lane. Who else is going to follow him in? It looks like Dane Baird follows him in as well. First car staying out on the racetrack is going to be Zach Knowles, who stays out in front of Tyler Vickery. But at the front, it is Trevor Teal. Look at second place, Dane. You're running right behind Teal. Now you've taken that Joker, but drivers close behind you. Zach Knowles, who currently sits just a couple of spots behind you, has not taken that Joker lane yet. How much are you thinking about him versus the driver in front of you, Trevor Teal, racing for the race lead?
Well, I don't think there's any point worrying about the driver behind when I'm right on the back of Trevor Teal at the moment, and he's my main priority to try and get past him. I almost landed on top of him there, so try and get past him right here as they all take to the Joker. I'm going to lose out a couple of positions, try and send it up the inside of him like I did to Zach in the last chance qualifier, try and get onto the script strip, see if I can maybe come out in front. I think I'm a bit too far behind for that. Get over the curbs a little bit there, but Sindre and Zach are ahead. I can try and catch Zach, but I don't think I have a chance of catching Silva, to be honest.
There was a huge moment behind you, about 6 drivers, all separated by a couple of spots, and Zach Knowles puts the bumper to Sindre Silva, moves him out of the way, and to the lead goes Zach Knowles. Now to the lead goes Dane Baird. They go side by side over the jump, and one driver up and over. Trevor Teal goes way up and over the jump. Knowles completely misses the corner. Contact with Silva. Baird goes around, and Silva and Canup will be 1 and 2. Edmondson moves up into P3. Here comes Silva back to the inside of Canup. They race side by side for the race lead. It is biblical scenes now in the middle of the feature race, and Luke Canup gets away with the lead. Silva sends it to the inside. He makes it past Edmondson as they race through the third section. Coming up to it now, they'll go over the jump. Edmondson back to second, but Luke Canup trying to run away with the race lead.
Yeah, I think Sidri just got into the side of me. I did the same thing to a couple of drivers so far. Nothing foul about that. Just caught the curb in an awkward place and turned me around. I'll see what I can do to try and catch up to these guys in front because they are battling pretty damn hard out in front. Also got to try and get a gap to Tyler Vickery behind me because he's pretty close and hasn't taken to the Joker yet. So that should be an interesting battle. As I think something's happened to somebody in front of me. I think Luke Nutt's gone off the track at turn 1.
Looks like
and now
Luke
he's in front of me again.
Corner there. And he comes out right in front of you, Dane. You're going to be battling with him now. You're relatively close behind, but out in front, Sindri Silva able to run away with the race lead. Remember, no points on the line tonight for the championship. This is all just a fun race. So nothing is on the line here except for bragging rights, and you can see the drivers really taking that to heart as Tyler Vickery able to come out in P3. First time we're seeing Vickery this season, and a great showing from him here in the Halloween Shootout as he currently runs in P3 here in the feature race. Great to see from the number 15. As he races through into the dirt section once again. He sits P3 battling with Luke Canup, but Sindri Silva with 5 laps to go. It'll be 4 to go when they come across the line this time. Running away at the front, and a great race for Silva right here as Josh Edmondson sits in 2nd place. This is going to end up being one of his best finishes of the season here at Racecraft TV Rallycross, but unfortunately not going to be worth any points here on the night from Phoenix. Luke Canup sits bottom of the podium right now as Dane, you're trying to catch up to him. You were able to get by Tyler Vickery. Vickery falls to 5th, but now you've got a lot of work to do to chase down Canup.
Yeah, I think Tyler got a bit loose over the jump, and that helped me get past him there. But yeah, like you said, Sindri Silva, he doesn't have a sparring buddy, Garrett Maines, of course. So he's probably a bit bored out there in front, to be honest. And see what we can do to try and change that. Josh is just behind. He's actually dropping back slightly, so maybe, who knows, see if we can catch up to him maybe.
1 second back from Canup is our co-commentator Dane Baird, pulling the Paul Smith, I like to call it, from the iRacing Rallycross All-Stars from Barcelona. Paul Smith, color commentator there alongside Arjuna Kankipati, ran in the All-Stars and commentated at the same time. Figured tonight, no points on the line, that we'd send Dane Baird out on the racetrack to prove what he's gotten. Currently running P4, nothing to slouch at, but he is still trying to hold off Tyler Vickery, who sits right in his tire tracks trying to catch up as he sits right in between Canup and Vickery right now. Everybody has taken to the Joker except for Winkler, and with 2 laps to go, looking at the checkered flag coming out soon. A great run for Sindri Silva in this race, a 3-second lead over Josh Edmondson. And we'll see if Canup is making up any time to Edmondson. Doesn't look like he is able to make up anything for the moment, but what a run for Sindri Silva. He'll come across the line this time by and take the white flag. It'll be 1 lap to go here in the feature race of the Halloween Shootout. And Silva's looking to walk away with the feature race win. We go back to the battle for 4th place, and it looks like, Dane, you've gotten a bit of a gap now over Tyler Vickery, but now you're catching up to Luke Canup. Can you make it happen on this final lap?
Well, he's run a bit deep into turn 1 here. We'll see if I can do it back into my favorite overtaking spot. A bit loose through there. That's not going to help my chances. No grip on the outside there. I think my tires are just giving up. Well, let's see if I can send it up the inside here. He's actually gone a little bit deep.
Well, coming across the line, Sindri Silva is going to walk away with the feature race win. And we are back. Battle between Baird and Canup. They door slam once, and Canup's going to walk away with the 3rd spot. And Dane Baird will finish in P4. Dane, it was a valiant effort, a drag race to the finish and a door slam to boot, but you couldn't get it done.
And unfortunately, the door slam cost me a bit. I went over the total cup a bit too much. I've got a 17-second penalty now. For the slowdown just before the start finish line as I crossed the line to finish the race. So I'm going to be down in 8th when everything is all said and done. So that's a bit disappointing, but yeah, that was just a whole lot of fun out there. It's a great battle with Tyler and yeah, Luke as well. It was just a whole heap of fun. I really enjoyed myself, and effectively finishing in 4th. I'll take that after not driving his car since the All-Star Invitationals back in April or May. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That looked like a fun race for a lot of people out there, actually. So yeah, really happy.
You got to see a good replay of the door slam there, and Great scenes, everybody having a great time out here on the track tonight in the Halloween shootout. No points were on the line, and everybody was able to come out here and just have a good time racing some rallycross on the iRacing service. But walking away with the race win at the end of the feature, it is Sindre Silva who is able to walk away with it. Coming home in P2 is Josh Edmondson, Luke Knupp in third, Tyler Vickery fourth, with Sean Winkler rounding out your top five. Bodie Cryer, Torandre Borison. Dan, you end up in P8 after the time penalty with Adam Alderton, Trevor Teal, the top 10. Back from there, it is Zach Knowles and Andrew Howell who round out the final two spots on the racetrack, and concluding an amazing Halloween night here from Virtual Phoenix. And we've got a whole heap of interviews waiting for us, and we will take Sindre Silva first. He joins us now in the broadcast booth. Sindre, first of all, talk about that feature race. I know there was no points on the line, but you showed some good speed, and I definitely think that's going to give you at least a little bit of confidence going into the World Championship.
If I have this speed I just had in the World Championship on Wednesday, I would be afraid of myself because that was not good at all. I just used this to have some fun, to be honest. I came on like 2 minutes before the sessions or the quali started and had no setup, so thanks to Adam for sharing a setup. But yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah, and just coming out here, of course, no points going on the line, and able to just run some rallycross with some friends out here on Halloween night. How much fun did you have out there? Because it looked like it was just everybody was sending it up the inside of everybody at one point.
It was fun. I know some of the guys got some engine damage and things like that, and I don't know what happened to Adam, but I saw he was a little bit further back there. But it was fun, and for sure you can practice the jump a lot. I think that's the main thing when you're driving on this track, because that can easily just tear apart your engine and damage that. So yeah, it was fun for sure.
And now going back into points racing, of course, in 1 week's time when we go to Sonoma. Can you walk away with a good finish there and start etching away at that points lead in RX1?
I think it's a big gap up to Garrett and them, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know if I can compete in the championship that way, but I will be here if I'm awake and try to drive for sure.
Well, great to hear from you, Sindre. Congratulations on your win here in the Halloween shootout, and good luck in the iRacing World Championship on Wednesday and the remainder of Racecraft TV Rallycross this season.
Thank you.
Great to hear from Sindre Silva as always. And now standing by with Dane Baird, second place finisher in the feature is Josh Edmondson.
Josh, welcome to the broadcast booth. I was sat 50 meters or so behind you for most of that feature race. Out in second, you had a bit of a battle with Sindre, but mostly out on your own. So I'm going to talk to you about the start. 12 cars at the start at Phoenix. How is that ever going to go cleanly? I think I don't think it ever
was. Yeah, no, probably never. It was fun though. I definitely lifted and stayed to the inside. I figured there would be carnage, and that paid off. I passed like half the field right there just doing that. But yeah, a little fun battle with Sindre and Luke and everybody you coming through the back. That was actually a lot of fun. I'm going to give Sindre a hard time that he had to bump to pass me, but it's all good.
Yeah, he did exactly the same thing to me as well, a lap before. I was just in front of you. I did exactly the same strategy at the start. You can just about see me at the top right corner of the screen there. I just lifted off. I think Sindre tapped me into the first braking zone, but I lifted off. I was having none of it. I'll let them all have their fun on the outside of turn one, but I'll just stick down on the bottom, and things worked out pretty well in that situation. But yeah, Phoenix, the final dirt corner, it was all right through the first part of the event, and then in the feature and the warm-up, the track reset, and then it became a little bit different. It seemed to be a good place for overtakes throughout the race. I think I made 3 there myself. Did you manage to get any good passes out there at Phoenix.
Yeah, I think that was a good spot. It's because it's all about that grip on the inside, getting those curbs, and then a little bit of tarmac there. If you can get that, it's worth a lot of time and easier to make passes. If guys slide out wide of that and they don't get that grip, then yeah, you can duck under. So yeah, that was a good spot. It's cool. The inverts are fun like that when the fields are inverted. Obviously it didn't work out for a few guys. I know Bodie and Adam got caught up and stuff right away. It's a bummer, but all in all, I think it was a good race.
Yeah, absolutely. And this was, of course, a no-point scoring round. It was just a lot of fun. We got the RX1, RX2, and a couple of randoms like me out on the track. It was a whole heap of fun. But heading into the final couple of rounds of the actual season where points will be scored and the championship is going on, what are your expectations for the next round, I believe, at Sonoma?
I'm not sure. I think that's one of my better tracks. Hopefully I can get on the podium. I'd like to get one more of those this season in the RX1 class. It's a tough field that I'm not sure who's all going to show up, but that's definitely my goal, is to finish up front.
Well, it was great talking to you, Josh. Congratulations on that second place in the feature race. And before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to? Yeah,
shout out you guys. Josh Lee doing this broadcast. Looking forward to it. And then everybody on the team, Jim Beaver Esports, Fistful of Bourbon, Polaris Razor, Next Level Racing, Rigid Industries, Vision Wheels, and everybody else. Thanks.
Well, it was great to hear from you, and we'll see you at Sonoma for the next round.
Yep, thanks.
It was great to hear from Josh there, just out in front of me for most of that race, just out of reach for the feature race at least. And yeah, that was. It looked like he had a lot of fun out there.
And a lot of these guys had a bit of fun out there. And we'll talk next to Luke Knapp, who finished in a rather comfortable P3 there, Luke. And I think, Dane, we need to bring you in for this. We need to address the elephant in the room. I don't want any beef in the commentary box, but there was some contacts at the beginning of heat number 1, and I think now is a good time to air out the dirty laundry. So, Luke, you have the floor. We'll take you first.
Nah, it's all good. Just reminded me of the IRX All-Stars. But Dane, you got one next race coming for you. Just kidding.
Oh dear.
I'm kidding. That was a fun race. First time in the Racecraft TV RX series, so I had fun.
And
I guess I'm going to quickly state my case. You got me back at the end there with the penalty. It's the best thing, I think, right at the end of that race in the feature race. Yeah, that was a lot of fun out there. Sorry for the contact in the start of the race, but I think the start's always just going to be carnage here at Phoenix.
Oh yeah, it's all good. No hard feelings.
And of course, Luke, we've seen you in the IRX All-Stars, and has that been helping you out in the Rallycross game? And has this also helped you out in the Rallycross game, giving you a little bit more pointers on this side of dirt road versus the East Short Course side?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm having a blast trying out the rally cars. It's a whole new challenge. But like you said, I've been doing the IRX All-Stars, and then Josh was like, hey, come try out this league. And so I wanted to try it out. We practiced the other night, and I got up to speed a little bit and at this track, and I think I had a solid run. A little bit of damage hurt me, but overall had a fun time.
And can we see you in the last remaining rounds of Racecraft TV Rallycross at Sonoma and Charlotte, or is this going to be sort of the end of the season for you here with no points on the line?
No, I'll probably be at Charlotte. Next weekend I have a real life race out in California, so won't be able to make that one in Sonoma, but hopefully be back at Charlotte and so hopefully get another podium.
Well, good luck in the real life racing, and good luck in the final round of Racecraft TV Rallycross if you end up racing that at Charlotte, Luke. And thank you for joining us here on the broadcast booth, finishing P3.
Thanks. I just want to thank Reaper Speed Lab, Ultra Wheels, Rigid Industries, Desert Squadron, Luke Knapp Racing, Impact Race Gear, everyone else. Thank you guys.
Great to hear from Luke Knapp. Third place finish for him tonight. And we continue the interviews. Dane Baird will be standing by with Tyler Vickery. First time we saw him this season in Racecraft TV Rallycross, and a bit of a comfortable fourth place finish out of that. With the time penalty, of course, and Dane getting a time penalty there. He was originally in fourth.
I was about to say, what happened there, Dane?
Yeah, so I made a move on the final lap of the race. No points on offer. It's all just a bit of fun. So I thought, why not? He's run a bit wide. I'll just send it up the inside. I got onto the grip strip really nicely. And then, we went side by side. A bit of contact was made. and I got sent over the turtle curb, which did nothing for me except give me a slowdown penalty, which I didn't see until too late. And for anyone who doesn't know, if you do have, this is a public service announcement right here. If you have a slowdown penalty on the last lap of the race, do not cross the finish line, because you will get a lovely penalty, black flag penalty at the end of the race that will really frustrate you. Just serve the slowdown penalty. Unfortunately, here at Phoenix, with the way that slowdown works, I didn't have any time to do so, to slow down and take it. So I ended up getting a nice 17-second penalty and gifting you 4th place.
I've been in the benefactor of it, and I've also been on your end of it, so I know how that is. But yeah, boy, I'm glad I showed up. Finally, the one time I've had an opportunity to do this, and I know I've known Josh for a few years now, and I think I know I need to make sure I have some opportunities to finish out the rest of this season, and then I've been enjoying this too much, and now jumping in with this, it's rekindled it again. So that was some fun battle, Dane. And I want to give a shout out. I think it was Luke, when myself, Dane, you, Dane, and then Luke. Luke was just behind you, and he decided to be as close to the tire barrier, and I took a little bit of a heavy left front damage. Otherwise, I could have had a good little fight for 3rd with you guys. But I'm looking forward to the rest of this and have a fun battle with Sindre. And I'm on the off season now for a lot of what I've been doing in the real life. Been working out for New Smyrna Speedway, helping out with some of their photos. Worked out with a few other teams, so might get an opportunity to race real life here pretty soon. So going to be a lot of fun.
All right, that sounds pretty awesome. You say for the rest of the season, does that mean that you're going to be here for Sonoma and Charlotte for the last couple of rounds?
Oh, yes. As long as I don't have anything come up on my schedule, yes, I am going to be making sure of that.
Oh, that is fantastic to hear. And congratulations on your 4th place, by the way.
Thanks. And just a heads up, too, I will be running against the pros because Josh knows me too well. And had I not missed a few races on the quali, who knows where I could have been sitting at. I might have been joining Sindre, but that's usually what happens when I miss 2 races in quali, in the pro quali trials we had.
Well, I'd love to see how you get on with against a couple of the pros at Sonoma next week. Good luck in practice for that event. Congratulations on your 4th place here today in the feature race. Hope you had a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time at Sonoma. Is there anyone you would like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Definitely shout out to Josh, definitely you guys in the broadcast booth, Racecraft TV, definitely Austin Knight. I know I've missed him. I haven't talked to him in a while, so got to give a shout out to him. My girlfriend, who always loves to put up with some of my crazy shenanigans I have with sim racing, and she always picks fun with me. A few other guys I've helped out with New Smyrna Speedway, as well as Top Coat for Daniel Bromley Motorsports, as well as Boyd Tech, who I help out with for Dustin Higdon and their crew, and as well as Mike Skinner and their crew for giving me the opportunity to help out with them as well.
Well, thanks a lot, and we will see you at Sonoma.
Luckily. Thanks again for the 4th, Dane.
Absolutely no problem. So it was great to hear from Tyler Lugo Vickery there. And Josh, it's the time of the broadcast that you and I, at least, have been waiting for such a long time, because we have got a very special guest.
Well, first of all, very nice of you to gift that 4th place to Tyler. I think Tyler should write you a Christmas card here coming up in the next coming months. But we do have Trevor Teal with us here in the broadcast booth. And Trevor, I think we need to address the elephant in the room here. I can see.
What would that be?
You know what? I think it's the tattoos, the tattoos on your arms there. I think that's definitely it's the pickle suit. So obviously celebrating Halloween over there in the sim rig. Okay, I guess I should just ask why.
I should ask you why not.
That is a great point. Okay. Well, you put on. Okay, I guess I think the first question of the pickle suit is: was it hotter than wearing normal clothes in the sim rig, or was it a little bit more breathable?
It is so toasty in here. It's so hot. I cannot wait to take this thing off.
Okay, well, you ended up 10th place out of that feature race and 2 laps down. So definitely was not your best showing, but I think you can definitely win the best dressed award for the night, which I think is all that matters at the end of the night, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, having best dress and the best looking car in the same race is pretty impeccable, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm stoked on it.
Of course, moving into the future rounds of Racecraft TV Rallycross, and I think I should throw in the IRX All-Stars. Will we see you in a pickle suit for the remaining rounds of those, or is the pickle suit going to take a backseat until next Halloween?
It might have to take a back seat. I had a little bit of bad luck out there. I know I'll be sending a protest in to Sindre Silva. It's a call out to him. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, we're probably done with this. Maybe it goes in the trash now.
Well, I'm hoping we see some more costumes from you the rest of the season, or if not, I'm hoping to see costumes back again in next Halloween. Trevor, thank you for wearing a pickle suit and giving us your camera for the broadcast, and thank you for joining us here in the post-race. Anyone you'd like to thank before we send you off?
Yeah, Factory Sim Sport, Legion Speed Sport, Nitro Circus, everybody at Racecraft, Keaton Swang, because real friends thank each other, and yeah, that's it. Appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you for joining us, Trevor. A 10th place finish, but definitely the best dressed tonight on the broadcast. I think we can both agree with that, Dane.
Yeah, I have no words. That is quite possibly the best thing I've ever seen someone do a sim race in on a broadcasted event. That's just fantastic. All hats off to Trevor Teal for that one. That is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, Josh didn't want to be on camera for tonight, so we didn't get to see my fantastic Halloween costume, but yeah, maybe next time.
Maybe we'll do something special for the final round of the championship. Who knows? There is still so much left of Racecraft TV Rallycross. 2 weeks left, and now instead of 12 rounds, we go down to an 11-round points campaign. And in 1 week's time, we are going to be heading to Sonoma. We saw one of the most exciting races of the season in Sonoma, and we're looking to see another one of the most exciting races from Sonoma in 1 week's time, 6 p.m. Eastern time, next Sunday night, November 7th. You can catch all the action right here on Racecraft TV. For Trevor Teal at Racecraft TV Rallycross, for Josh Evanson at Racecraft TV, for my colleague in the booth, Dane Baird, my name is Joshua Lee. Thank you for tuning into live coverage tonight of Racecraft TV Rallycross, the Halloween Shootout, and we hope to see you in 1 week's time when we go racing from virtual Sonoma, and the campaign continues for Racecraft TV Rallycross.